Hello everyone. Today I am going to make a different kind of design. As you can see here, Santa Claus riding a dinosaur. So this is really a kind of trendy design. You can find this kind of design on every occasion. Like I did one design for Halloween, a skeleton riding a dinosaur. So I am planning to make a design look like something like this. So these are actually drawing works and I am not artist. So how can we do that? So for making this kind of designs, basically we need some vectors, and I have free pick premium. So you can see these are actually premium vectors. So I'm going to use this premium one, and then I'm going to use another one of Santa Claus. So if you don't have premium license, this is not very helpful for you, but let's learn some vector principles, like how vector works or how you can modify vectors. So before starting the design process, I am going to make this in really smaller size, because this kind of work takes a lots of, like, these are really highly detailed vector graphics. So if we just keep working with them, it can cause some problems. So that's why I am working in a very smaller size artboard. And as I am working in Illustrator, this is the size is not a matter for us. We will scale the design after it's done. So the fastest step is, I am not going to make it this much detailed vector. I am going to make a simple outline work. And for tracing the outlines from our design, first of all, make sure that this two is this is a single group and this is a single group. So for starting the process, okay, first of all I need to cut my center vector, and then if I take my magic wand tool and then click on any black part of my dinosaur like this, it is going to select everything that is in black in this vector, in this dinosaur. So let's press V for move tool. Now when my black is selected, if I move it like this, you can see only the black is moving, every other color is like this. So we don't need that. I only need this black outline of my dinosaur. So let's ungroup it. Then I'm going to delete that part. I just only need this outline. So I'm making this a group again, then press V for this pasting our Santa Claus vector that we cut. So if I now want to trace the black outline of our this vector, it is going to select everything like the dinosaur black also. So if I click here like this, okay, that is not black, or something like this, you can see everything that is in that color is now selected. So that is not actually completely black, so that is why my dinosaur is not selecting. That's good. So again, let's press V for the move tool, and then if I move it like this, it is going to, this is my only black part from this graphic. So let's cut it. Then if I select this, I can simply delete it, then press Ctrl V for paste. So I need to make sure that everything is in a group like that. So that is good. Now let's start the design process. In this one, you are going to learn some advanced transparency work. I am not going to do anything fancy here. I am just going to work with the transparency. So before starting the design, I need to keep a copy of both vector, because if if anything go wrong, I can always come back to the original copy. So the reason I am taking this vector is, this is Santa Claus riding a motorcycle, so it will be easily replaceable. Like I can easily replace that with the Santa Claus riding dinosaur. That's why I take this riding style vector. And as this is premium, I have premium license, so I can work like that. I will give this vector to practice, just don't upload them anywhere, because this is from my license. Okay, so first of all, I need to place my design like it is going to, I want this to be on top of this dinosaur. So that's why, and for making that, I need to first of all delete the bike part. So if I take my eraser tool, shift E, you can see I can erase anything that I don't want. So I'm going to make a rough selection like this, so that this part is now erasing, and then the rest you can also erase simply. So this is just going to take some time to erase all the parts from here. You can always fast forward the video. So when you, okay, as you can see, these small anchor points are causing some trouble for us, because this is hard to see. So I am pressing Ctrl H for hide those. You can see my graphic is not selected. If I delete anything, it will be deleted, but that is not showing. And if I press Ctrl H again, it will be back. So I'm going to hide that, Ctrl H, and then I need to erase some part of the graphics that I don't want, like this part of my Santa Claus, because I am going to place it on top of my dinosaur back, and that is going to make it look like that Santa Claus is sitting on the dinosaur back. So let me fix this area and I will be back. Okay guys, so as you can see, I just erase this part of the motorcycle. I keep the details of the foot here, and then this stick here of course, and this part I will need to fix it, like, okay, I will do that later. Let's focus on this beard thing. As you can see, this area is not, there is some problem. So let's take our eraser tool, then I am going to erase that part because I don't need that. Now this part is going to be hidden behind the dinosaur neck here. As you can, if you can see, if I place my Santa Claus in this area, it is going to be hidden. But this area, this beard area should be fixed. So let's fix that. I'm going to, first of all, I need to make a copy of this element here. Then I need to, I'm pressing shift E for the eraser tool. I'm going to erase everything that is, I just need that beard, nothing else. So everything here should be erased, just like this. Okay, then maybe I can erase this part also, because I don't need that. Just like this. Then right click, transform, reflect. I'm going to reflect it so that I can fit this in this area. As you can see, this is how we are fixing the beard. Now first of all, I need to select this motorcycle handle here. Then if I press shift E, I can simply erase that part, just like this. Then it is going to, okay, maybe if I double click here, I can, this layer will be isolated and that is in the background, so that is not a problem for us. If I take my eraser tool again, I can simply fix this area. Now this is not may look like a very informative or important tutorial, but don't worry. If you just learn how to work with vectors, you can do a lot more things with vectors. This is just like Photoshop manipulation. You can do anything with vectors if you just know how to do it. Okay, so as you can see, my this part is not looking good, but I need to select my this part, the extra part that we added. So I'm going to take my eraser tool to erase this part, because there was no problem. And of course this is overlapping the eye of my Santa, that is also I don't want, something like this. So that is going to work perfectly fine for me. Okay, maybe I can select the original Santa layer, and then if I take my eraser tool, I can simply erase this part. Okay, so this part is now done. This is not looking too much realistic, I know, but that is not the thing here. We are making a design for t-shirt, so it is, this is just going to be a smaller part, so don't worry. Okay, so as you can see, if I just erase that part, I can select this one, then again take my eraser tool to erase that part, and maybe this part also, to meet this area here, and that is good. Okay, so once my Santa vector is done like that, I am going to make them select everything here, then make them a, okay, I am pressing Ctrl H again so that I can see my anchor points, then making it a group. So this is now in a perfect good position for my Santa to be on a dinosaur back. So let's see how it is going to be. Okay, so I need to make it a bit bigger, so that the Santa is visible from the top of my dinosaur, and also it is the sitting position should be in the right place. So this is right now maybe looking very messy. Let's change the color so that we can see this in a little detail, just like this. So this area is looking good, Santa is sitting perfectly, no problem. Just this area is not looking very good. So let's take our Santa vector. I'm pressing alt and dragging a copy here. Then if I erase this part, as I don't need that, I'm going to erase something like this, and of course this one also. Then I can right click, transform, reflect, to make to reflect it. Then I can join it with my this part of the design, and that's how it will complete the part that is missing here, just like this. So let's take our eraser tool to erase it from here. Then maybe select the original layer, erase it just like this. And then the layer, okay, let's just change the color here so that we can see perfectly. Okay, as you can see, this area should be the last point. It should not overlap the other areas. So I'm taking my eraser tool, and if I drag it like this, it is going to erase those part, and this part I need to erase, that is overlapping my design. This is not going to be very useful for beginners, I know, but everyone is beginner, and just learn new things regularly, practice with vectors, you are going to. Okay, so I need to select that, make it that red color. Now I need to select this part, that means the original Santa group, and this part, then I can simply merge it so that it becomes a single shape. That is good for me. Now the main part here, as you can see, that part is okay. I'm going to make another copy here. Then if I select it, I'm going to take my eraser tool again to erase this part that I don't want to be there, but I want this hand of the Santa Claus to be here, like holding this area of the dinosaur. So let's make that. Okay, before making that part, let's make it a little visible. So how to do that? I'm going to select my this dinosaur shape here. Then I'm going to, I can simply do it like make a copy, Control C, then select the Santa Claus vector, open the transparency for it, press Control F to paste in front. It is going to paste in exact front of that design. And then I need to, as you can see, that is also a line art, so I need to merge that to make it a complete single shape. So merge, unite, it is going to make it a complete single shape. And as you can see, this is okay, inside the transparency this becomes a complete single shape, but there is a problem that I want this part to be visible, like this part, head part of the dinosaur, but this part should not be on top of my dinosaur, on top of my Santa Claus. So how to fix that? Let's select our this dinosaur vector, copy. Then if I select this Santa vector, inside the transparency I will find that perfect black shape, this one. So I am going to press Ctrl F. Ctrl F will paste that outline in front of my that black shape, this black shape. So if I select them both like this, press Shift M for shape builder. Okay, if I click here, it is going to take some time, but it is erasing. Okay, sorry for that guys, it is not going to, this is just going to make it a complex design, so let's not do that. So before, I'm just going back, so this is looking like this, and then I need to make this part, this head of the dinosaur on top of my Santa Claus. So I'm going to copy this one, again select the Santa Claus vector like this. Okay, I am already inside the transparency, that's why I can select this part. So when we are in the inside the transparency, it is going to need some drawing here. So first of all, I am going to take my pen tool. When my fill is black, I am just going to draw some lines here. And as you can see, if my fill is black, it is going to automatically fill these areas with black. So you can simply fast forward this process, because this is not something you should keep watching. I am clicking using my pen tool here. So just like this, it is going to take some time. Okay, let me come back. Okay guys, so as you can see, I draw some random lines throughout my the edge of my dinosaur, and then if I just join it with the starting point here, it is going to make a just a simple shape like this, and that is filling this area. So anything in black is making the will make the background transparent. So that's why my dinosaur head is now visible on top of my Santa Claus, but I am not erasing anything because I maybe need them in later. So that's why I'm not erasing, I'm using the transparency. So this part is good. Now for this part here, my Santa Claus should be on top of my dinosaur in this part, these areas. As you can see, the dinosaur body is visible through my Santa Claus. So for fixing that, I am selecting my dinosaur vector this time, opening the transparency for it. Now I need to do the same process here, but this time I am going to follow my Santa Claus, not the dinosaur. Okay, so this one is also going to take some time. You can see I am not perfectly clicking or perfectly making the curves here. I am just making sure that everything inside this red area, and that is what is going to. Okay, for this kind of areas, as that is the end point here, I can simply click here at the edge and then continue that to the other edge, and as you can see, that is how it is going to hide it. And then for the area there is no detail, I can simply keep clicking like this so that it stays in the, just make sure that everything is staying inside your red area or inside your Santa Claus vector area. Nothing is going outside of that area. So that is good for me. And of course, for this area, I am going to continue this from here. Okay, let me just do it. You have the option to not see these parts, but if I pause the video and make it come back again, that is not something like a tutorial. So you can see in this area I need to hide this part, so that's why I am clicking here, just the edges. Then also for this area I can mess with this area, but here is some details, so I need to click on this area. Then if that is a curve, I can follow the curve, then again clicking here. Okay, so for this area also I can simply click on this edge, then on this area here, just like this. So as you can see, this is how my that area is going to be invisible, and then I can simply continue the clicking here. Okay, now this time it is going to be a bit tricky because it is filling this area. So let's press Shift X for a stroke. Now it is in a stroke mode and we can see the area here. So I'm going to, now for this area here, I need this time to follow the curve. So this area should be, I need to just click here at this point. Then if I keep clicking like this, I need to follow the curve in this area. I didn't follow them on other areas, but here I need to follow that. Okay, maybe this area is not important, so let's continue it with the inside the black. So that is good. So when my drawing is complete, when area is complete, let's press Shift X again for making it a stroke mode. Okay, so sorry for that, it should be black, and of course I need to make sure that it is completely black, not any partial black. Okay, so it didn't work like that. Maybe I make some mistake at any point. So let's go back some points just like this. Okay, where I have it in stroke mode. So that is good. Okay, let's take our pen tool again so that I can join this area, and if I keep clicking here it is going to, okay, let's do it something like that. Okay guys, sorry for that, it already worked. I was looking for this area like the dinosaur details, but it should be look like this because I was hiding the dinosaur details and keeping the Santa Claus details. So that's it. If I move this like this, it is going to look like that. Okay, here is some details. Okay, that's not a problem. So let's fix this area. I'm going to take the pen tool again. Then for this area here, I'm going to continue the process just like this. This is just some, okay, at this point I need to follow the curves because that is the dinosaur face details, so it should work like this, then go back like that. It is going to hide the extra part, and of course for this area I don't want to be like this. Let's take our eraser tool to erase it like this. So that's it, that is good. Let's click here to come back to our this layer, and as you can see the problem here, the problem is this details is visible through my Santa Claus vector because that is not a complete vector. This is just some lines. So in this area the empty space, it is showing the dinosaur details, and that is because we created that later. So I will fix that later. So this is going to be the final result for this Santa Claus riding dinosaur. And but as you can see there is some problem like this area. This part is not looking very good because here is some cut, and this is the empty space through the dinosaur mouth, so it should be visible, right? So how to do that? Let's take our this graphic here. Okay, so let's select this one. If I select that vector, this is the outline that we, okay, this is the outline that was causing this problem because we pasted two outline inside the transparency. The if I select the Santa Claus vector, it is going to show the transparency. So inside the transparency we pasted two vector. You can see this is one shape and this is the original shape. So if I erase this one, then you can see this part is clearly visible like this part. Now no errors here, everything is perfectly fine. So that was the problem. Now for fixing that area, okay, as I wanted to make it this area, so let's take this one. So I'm going to select my that vector group. Then if I take my eraser tool, I can simply erase it like this, and of course I don't need this much these areas, so I can erase them also, but I need this area. So if I double click here, I can simply select this group, cut, then double click here, paste. It is going to make it a separate part, then group it because I don't want to lose their position. So once it is grouped like this, I'm going to select it, press shift E for the eraser tool. Now for this area I'm going to erase the extra part, that is the like the extra part of the hand here that is holding the bike handle, and we don't need that bike handle, so that is good for us. Okay, so as we created a compound path for our design, that is why it is showing like there is some fill area, but there is no fill area. No problem, don't worry about that. So this is okay. Here is some part I should erase, like this part. Okay, so this should look like this part is just holding this area. And how to make it look realistic? So I'm going to place it something like this. Now for this area you have to take a closer look. I'm pressing Ctrl X, selecting the dinosaur vector, pressing Ctrl B for pasting back. Okay, I need to check that if my audio is okay. Audio is perfectly working. So for this area here, I need this part of the fingers to be on top and the rest should be below the dinosaur. So how to do that? So when if this hand is holding this part of the dinosaur, then it should be the fingers should be on top. So for making that I need to select my dinosaur vector, then inside the transparency I am going to again use my pen tool and then just draw something similar like with the shape of your finger, just like this. Then again for this area also like this. Then clicking here, I'm just going to hide these parts from that area, and that is going to work for me. So maybe something like this. Just imagine the shape of this finger. Then I'm going to make it like, okay, not there, maybe this one there, and then if I continue the process, it is going to hide this part. I am not erasing it, I am hiding that dinosaur part, but this hand part should be also hidden. So let's select our hand part, open the transparency, then take your pen tool again. I'm going to click here, maybe here, to make it look like a realistic curve there. Then in this part, also this part, okay, and then the rest should be hidden. Just the simple transparency trick that if I paint anything in black, it should be, it will hide that part. So that is good for us. As you can see, now it is looking like our Santa is riding that dinosaur. So that's good so far. So for fixing this area, I need to fix that. First of all, I need to, okay, as you can see, this is the belt. This is the belt part of the Santa Claus. So if I take this one, press eraser, shift E for eraser tool, then erase this part. Also erase this part, I don't need them. Then if I right click and transform, okay, sorry for that, I mistakenly erased something. Like I need this feather part of the Santa Claus dress. So select this one, then press shift E for the eraser tool. Then also I'm going to erase this part from here, but I need this part to be there, like this part, not that one, just this part, just like this. It does not have to be a perfect design, just do as you can. So right click, transform, and then reflect. This is, I don't know, this is just going to be a bullshit tutorial. No one is going to learn anything from this. So cut. Now for this area I am selecting my Santa Claus vector, press Ctrl B for pasting in back. So it is now pasted in the back of my Santa Claus vector. Okay, so for this area let me change the color here. Okay, I merged them, so changing color will not work for this. So let's select our magic wand tool, then I can simply change the color. You can see when we apply the merge tool, it is, if I try to change the color like this, it is going to look like that. So that's why I use that transparency, sorry, the merge tool. Okay, so I need to just fill that area with something like this, but in a bigger size. Okay, sorry for that. Okay, I can simply make it lock the center layer so that I don't move their position, and then of course this dinosaur layer I can lock that too. Now I can simply work with this layer. So here I just need to place it something like that. Just try to match it with the design here. Okay guys, this is just going to take some of our times. As you can see, this there are lots of red in the center dress. So let's select our center dress like this, double click to select it, then press shift B for the blob brush tool, make it a bit larger, then paint that red inside this area, and that is going to simply fix our problem. So as you can see, now that part is looking like this. So that is good for us. Now I can simply select, like, take my magic wand tool. If I click on this red, it is going to select that red, make it black. As you can see, this is how our design is going to look realistic. So let's add some color here now. First of all, I need to select the group here, like everything here, then press G for grouping. Now I can simply like use my magic live paint bucket tool to add in color. So I am making it really smaller size so that it doesn't lag while adding the colors. So it is going to, okay, maybe when we are using transparency we cannot use merge option, it is going to destroy every transparency effect, so let's not do that. So select them like this. Then again we cannot use that divider option or any other option that we use to color, so press K for the live paint bucket tool. Now this is the only option we left. I'm going to select this darker red for the Santa Claus shirt here, and of course this is going to take a lot of time because this is a huge lots of file. Like this is, there is a lots of graphic, okay, that is going to destroy the process, so let's not do it like in this way. I'm selecting them, copy, then it is time for taking that to a bigger artboard, paste it here. Now I'm going to make it big like this, bigger like this, that is good. Now merging them or making them a complete one single shape, there is a tons of different way. Let's just do it in a simple way. So I'm making that very big. Right click and export selection, name it anything you want, JPEG, PNG, doesn't matter, just export it. It is going to export our design in this much bigger size, and I make this bigger because I need every details to be visible, so that is the reason I am making this bigger, and that is how I will be easily able to color the graphic. So don't worry about this, that is the almost the 17,000 pixel size I exported, so it is going to take some time. Okay, so as you can see, this is how our design is now exported, and it is 12,000 by 15,000 pixel, so that's a huge file size. Okay, I just imported that inside my Illustrator, and as you can see, this is the file size. So let's erase this graphic because I have one copy here, so that will work for me. Now for this image here, okay, so let's align it with the artboard just like this. Then I'm going to simply vector trace it, go to image, image trace, then silhouette. It is going to make a high resolution vector copy of this design, and that will be easily colorable. You can use that live paint bucket tool for this one, but that is not going to work for this kind of work because there is a lots of small details that should be in the design. Okay, so as you can see, vector tracing makes the design like less detail, it removes some details from the design. So go to this image trace option, then minimize the threshold and keep adjusting this until you get the final point. This is not the perfect way of doing that, but it is going to work for us, don't worry. And of course I have the premium license, so I can do whatever I want with these graphics, and easily I can make a unique graphic combining those two. Okay, so as you can see, there is now these details are visible enough, so let's expand it. Now I'm going to make it smaller. Like this artboard is the final size it should be for a t-shirt design. So this is our final graphic for this. Now I need to make sure that if I have any this kind of like empty space, so I'm selecting, double clicking here to select, then pressing shift B. Shift B for blob brush, and blob brush paints in fill, so it is going to be the part of my design, not like be a separate stroke for the design. So that is good for me. Just make sure that any details or any part there you are going to add a different color is not like separated from your main graphic. So that is good. I think there is no open path, that's good. And I can see some problem here, so press shift E for the eraser tool. I can simply erase them just like this. So that is good. Now let's add some color. Again I am going to make it smaller because it makes the file easier to work. Okay, I am just uniting it. That is good. Now I need to take a rectangle. You can take it in any color you want. I am just taking it darker red. Cut, paste in back, select your graphic, just select both of them, click on this divide option. It is going to divide this artboard and the rectangle and our graphic. If I double click here, I can simply erase the outer part. Okay, so once that is erased, we can simply now choose color for the area we want. Like if I double click here, okay, this is now a group. If I double click here, I can isolate the group. Now for this area of, and this area should be white. Let's make it white. This area of the Santa Claus hat and this one also should be white, so make it white. It should be red. I'm keeping that red. And for also this area, this area, this area, and maybe this one, it is going to be red, so let's make it, sorry, it is going to be white. This one should be white. Okay, so this is how you can add some colors here. It is already a longer video, so let me do that. Let me do this quickly and I will be back after that. Okay guys, so as you can see, this is my final graphic for this one. I added some color, like change some color for the some areas, and of course I can always do some more adjustment, like I can put different colors for these areas. Okay, let's just show you how to do that. When we are dividing this, we can simply select anything we want. Like I want to select this small little shape, I can select that. Then sample any color you want, or use your source panel to put any color. Maybe for this one and this one here, I'm going to make it yellow. Then for these two, maybe some this yellow. This one maybe some white, I don't know. So this is how you can make some adjustment for anything you want, like any area you can add some colors. And I am going to show you guys how to make it like a realistic looking drawing. So for doing that, as we did this from the very beginning, let's take our magic wand tool, click on this black, and it is going to, you can see, select everything that is in black. Press V for the move tool, then press Ctrl X. It is going to cut that black, and everything here left is the colors. Now take a new layer on top of your color layer and press Ctrl F. It is going to place those blacks in the exact same place where it was. So now we have on that black in one layer, then the color in another layer. So how to add some shadows or take it to the advanced level? Just lock this black layer so that we don't lose its position, and also lock this color layer. So everything here is now locked. Now take a new layer in between these two locked layer, and then if I just want to add some shadings for this color, I am taking my pencil tool. When the fill color is black, let's press I for the eyedropper, sample this color, then take a little darker version of that darker shade of that color, then take my pencil tool. I'm going to draw some areas, like if this is the mouth, then there should be some shadow of the mouth here, and then I'm going to draw it just between the black lines. Nothing is going out of that black, and that is how I can simply add some shadow for my design. Like for this area, you can see this is there is a curve of the leg here, so here should be some shadow. So I'm just following the shade here, and then if I add some shadow like this, it is not going to affect my that original black layer and my color layer. It is just going to add a shadow layer in, like, behind my main black color layer. And of course, if you make any mistake in this any point, you can take your eraser tool to fix that. So that this is how you can add some shading to your design. Of course, I will add some shadings to my design, but that will be offline. So this is all for this video, guys. As you can see, you can always make changes here. Okay, if I need to make any changes, unlock that layer, then I'm going to double click to select this one and then this one, because these are the dinosaur body part, not the Santa Claus part there. So that is good. You can see this is really high quality graphic, and we made some adjustment that is not visible here. And this is how you can easily make a complete unique premium graphic for your t-shirt design. So I hope this one will give you some advanced level idea, guys. So thank you everyone for supporting me. See you in the next video, guys. Have a great time.